Education is key for generations to learn about past events and build their own positive futures. However, history education is being taught with varying coverage in the United States, which has undermined the sufferings of thousands of young girls and women during World War II.
During our freshman year, high school coverage of the Holocaust was extensive, including an entire chapter and lesson resulted from lobbying of Holocaust education. There was nothing about the comfort woman in our history textbooks.
Furthermore, Japanese Foreign Ministry urged U.S. publishers such as McGraw-Hill to remove mentions of the comfort woman from textbooks. The results of this are evident.
Have you ever heard about comfort woman?
Say it again?
Have you ever heard about comfort woman?
Nope.
Do you know anything about comfort woman?
What?
Do you know anything about comfort woman?
No.
Do you know what comfort woman is?
No. What is comfort woman?
Have you ever heard about it?
No.
Do you know anything about comfort woman?
No.
Every person we interviewed knew about the Holocaust. But why were people unfamiliar of a similar atrocity to the Holocaust that happened at the same time and to a group of 200,000 young women and girls across Korea, China, the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Taiwan, Thailand, Burma, Micronesia, East Timor, and Indonesia? Why has this section of history been covered up and denied?
During World War II, the Imperial Empire of Japan committed numerous atrocious war crimes, including forced labor and assimilation, human experiments, and the Nanjing Massacre.
One of the crimes included the comfort woman system during 1932 to 1945. 200,000 women were forcibly mobilized to be sexually assaulted, raped, and forced to provide sex to up to 60 soldiers a day.
The suffering of the comfort woman continued long after war, as 2/3 of the victims died by suicide, slaughter, and massacre by retreating Japanese soldiers. Victims could not return home, and they were ostracized by society until the former comfort woman, starting with Kim Hak-sun, started to speak up in 1991.
The Japanese government has consistently denied the truth of the comfort woman issue to this day.
By the wish of all the grandmas, the comfort woman issue should be educated in the world history curriculum of U.S. schools.
Using the phrase comfort women to describe the victims, it's included in the draft framework of history and social sciences for students in grade 10, aged 15 to 16.
Comfort women come from many different countries. Its history not only affects Korea, but everyone internationally, as an example of war crimes committed against women.
Education is a form of remembrance, a reminder to never repeat the mistakes of the past.
The story of the comfort woman shows the inhumane violation of the rights of the comfort woman. Educating the public on the history of comfort women will promote and encourage respect for both human and women's rights.
We must educate people on the comfort woman issue and carry on the wishes and the legacy of the comfort women to remember past human trafficking and prevent future mistakes from happening.
세계적으로 성폭력 뿌리를 빼야 됩니다. 뿌리를 빼려고 그러면 이 문제가 일본에서 반드시 사죄하고 해결해야 됩니다.
Education can be in a multitude of forms. Thankfully, the United States is home to an increasing number of comfort women memorials and even comfort women exhibits.
Also, through the efforts of the Korean American Forum of California and the Comfort Woman Justice Coalition, comfort woman statues in San Francisco and Glendale have been established.
This history teacher from an Irvine middle school answered in this way when asked about the comfort woman curriculum in U.S. schools.
I think anything that can inspire students to be more mindful of the rights that they have and the people that fought for those rights is a good thing. I think it's always the more education, the better. The more we know, the better we can act, and the better the world will be.
Okay.
History is undeniable, and there is no way to reverse history.
History is eternal and in the making, but the only way for it to survive is through education. We will stand up today because we are the last evidence.
We will flicker the lights of hope, even after all the testimonies disappear.
Our last hope is education, fighting for an apology that does not appear.
The butterfly spreads its wings, sprinkling pollen, which will grow up to be the flowers of peace.
We will stand up today because we will be the last evidence.
Our last hope is education, fighting for lost girls and their memories.